The indictment accuses Johnson of violating her oath of office by showing favor to Greg McMichael during the investigation. It goes on to say she recommended Waycross DA George Barnhill to the state attorney general's office to take over, and did not disclose that Greg McMichael had previously reached out to Barnhill. Johnson is also accused of obstructing law enforcement when she directed officers with Glynn County Police to not place Travis McMichael, who is accused of shooting Ahmaud Arbery, under arrest. Travis McMichael, his father Greg, a former police officer, and a third man, Willian Roddie Bryan, have pleaded not guilty to murder charges. Local activist Travis Riddle organized protests calling for Johnson to resign while she was in office. He's speaking on the indictment.
It goes deeper than Ahmaud. It's just been stuff she's been allowing to happen for years. I'm definitely proud of what Brunswick put together, how we stuck together, and how we fought for this. And I'm grateful for what the state has done.
What's going on, guys? It's your girl Angie Snatch with Snatch Investigations, coming at you with another unbiased truth. And today we're going to be talking about District Attorney Jackie Johnson, who was the original district attorney in the Ahmaud Arbery case that originally found that there was insufficient evidence. Well, on September 8th, a jury of her peers found that there was sufficient evidence to charge her with 2 counts involving the misconduct and mishandling of the case. I'm going to break it down in this video, but this woman pretty much did everything in her power to sway the scales of justice in favor of her friends. So first, let's do a quick recap. Ahmaud Arbery was 25 years old when he went for a run last year, February 23rd to be exact. He was followed and then executed with a shotgun by these 3 men. Recently, the original DA, Jackie Johnson, was indicted for her misconduct and mishandling of the case. The case itself has had 4 prosecutors thus far, with the first 2 prosecutors, including Johnson, recusing themselves, and then a 3rd prosecutor, and then the Georgia Bureau of Investigations got involved, and now they're on their 4th and final prosecutor. So let's first get into this. Jackie Johnson, Brunswick DA, the county where it happened, from the outset, she was trying to help out a friend. When the incident happened, she told the sheriffs on scene not to make an arrest, and it's going to make sense a little later in this video. She told the sheriffs on the scene not to make an arrest. She then found insufficient evidence, recused herself, moved the case, and transferred the case to George Barnhill, who you see on your screen. He is the Waycross district attorney. What she did was she transferred the case there, made a call to him not to pursue the charges, but failed to mention, and this is something that's important, George Barnhill's son works in Jackie Johnson's office. So he was with the Brunswick County. Then after it moving from there, because George Barnhill, in my opinion, took heed to her word, and he then found insufficient evidence, then he recused himself. So then the case moved to Tom Durden. Tom Durden got the case, and what happened is all of us, we saw that video, right? That's when the video came out. And in May, Tom Durden had already gotten this case, but in May, the video came out. The video, actually, believe it or not, was released by a criminal defense attorney, thinking that it would help his client because the initial rumor was that they had Confederate flags on the back of the pickup truck. So the attorney released the video to prove there was no Confederate flags on the back of the pickup truck. But this is how clearly desensitized he is. He totally was oblivious to the fact that he was releasing a video of a murder. So once that video came out, the Georgia Bureau of Investigations got involved. They reached out to Durden. They asked them, was there any way that they can assist? Not to mention that protests were ongoing in Georgia behind this. So Durden took them up on their offer, requested for the Georgia Bureau of Investigations to get involved. And what they found was that Miss Jackie Johnson failed to mention that She was friends with one of the defendants, Gregory McMichaels. He was a former investigator in the Brunswick County office, in her office, prior to being in which he retired from that office. Prior to being prior to serving in that office, he served as a Brunswick County police officer. She failed to mention all of that. But what has come out, according to CNN, in court, prosecutors played a voicemail that Gregory McMichael, the defendant, one of the defendants in the case, a former investigator for the Brunswick Judicial Circuit District Attorney's Office, her office, left for his former boss, Jackie Johnson, after Arbery was killed February 23rd. Not just after he was killed, guys, on the day that he was killed. On February 23rd, he contacted his former boss, who just so happened, as I mentioned earlier, told the sheriffs on the scene not to make an arrest. So the voicemail recording said, "Jackie, this is Greg." The elder McMichael is heard saying in the voicemail, "Could you call me as soon as possible, as soon as you possibly can? And then it's inaudible, and I'm assuming he said son. My son and I been involved in a shooting, and I need some advice right away. Could you please call me as soon as you possibly can? Thanks, bye." The urgency, he says twice in that voicemail. I wish I could hear his voice because I'm assuming that it was very urgent. And he says twice in that call, "As soon as you possibly can. I need advice." So once this came out, Georgia Attorney General Chris Carr had no choice but to then indict. And not only that, Ahmaud Arbery's case against the three defendants has now been moved to Cobb County. He appointed a new DA on it in Cobb County, District Attorney Joyette Holmes, and she's actually the first Black woman to serve in that role. She will be taking that case, and they will be going to trial, the three defendants in the Ahmaud Arbery case, on February 22nd. But I think that this is a small victory that we should celebrate, but also recognize that none of these things would have come to the light if it wasn't for one woman, Ahmaud Arbery's mother. The police and the agencies that were supposed to be advocating for her, the mother of the victim, lied. They covered up, and she noticed the inconsistencies. So because of her due diligence and not sitting back and being passive in the information, that is why Barnhill had to resign from that position, because she brought to light that his son worked in that office. But I also think that we should not forget the fact that Barnhill should also be indicted, I believe, or some charges should come against him, and they may come down the line, because it's not good enough for people to just recuse themselves and try to just, "Oh, my bad," and we walk away. No, you don't get to keep these positions of trust if you're going to violate your oath of office. But I think in this case, this is a one time that we can celebrate a small victory, because at least this woman has been indicted. Now, she did get a $10,000 bond. That bond is low, but I'm assuming, because from me looking at the charges, they have more to do with her oath of office and her violating her oath of office. We'll see what's next, but thank you guys for stopping by. Check you out next time.